Cablevision presents the game of the week. It's Padua versus Chardon in playoff action. Tonight's game brought to you by Junction Auto Sales, Chuck Ohl Chevrolet, and the Chardon Courier. And hello again, everybody, and welcome to another night of Hilltopper football. My name is Craig Dees, joined as always by John Walsh. We are here at Sparky DiBiasio Stadium, high atop, or actually in Euclid, right in there somewhere. Looking on up, and look at all the Chardon folks that have come out to see the Hilltoppers move along, an undefeated Hilltopper team, and taking on a Padua team that is 9-2, winners of the North Coast Conference, and we're looking for a good ball game tonight. But before we even get started, let's talk about the night that's out there. It's a gorgeous night again.
Absolutely gorgeous, Craig, and that field is just pristine. It's like a golf course out there.
They do such a great job of keeping it here at Euclid, and they've done a super job again, and that's one of the reasons that this game is back here, is because the field conditions are tremendous for this time of year. Temperatures are about 50 degrees. Wind is blowing from right to left, and shouldn't be too much of a factor. We're not expecting any precipitation tonight. As the night progresses, we should not see any. And let's talk about the game in hand right now. Padua, if you look at them on paper, you're thinking, boy, they're very Riverside-like in things that they like to do.
Yes, statistically, they got the 1,000-yard rusher back there. They come out of the I formation as well. They got the quarterback who has equal stats to what Anderson had last week for Riverside. Like you said, they're almost a mirror image of it.
And you look at what this Chardon defense, and the defense has been the key. They shut down Zach Mullins last week, and they've got to do the same thing tonight with Ryan Gorius.
Yeah, very much so. That's the strength of Chardon, is their front four. They just get in there and set the tone. They nullify the line or get the penetration in there just to make things happen so the corners and linebackers can perform their magic.
Yeah.
It's a dominating defense.
And for Padua, defensively, they've got to stop Scott Neal and the ball handling magic that he puts on, and the wing T is something they have seen so far this year in Holy Name, but I don't think they've quite seen it the way Chardon runs it.
No, they run it almost to perfection, coming with the deceit and the different counters and all that. Again, they have the advantage on the line of scrimmage, so I suspect we're going to see another game where they're going to be running it straight up the hill because they have the huge size differential. Padua seems to put their bigger kids on the offense. I think their philosophy of the game is we'll put a lot of points on there and hope we keep you out of the end zone enough that we're going to end up on top at the end of the game. That's going to be a tough task against Chardon tonight.
It sure will be. We're looking forward to a good one, so hang on to your seats. We'll step aside and take a break. When we come back, we'll have tonight's opening kickoff. We'll do all that next on Cablevision Channel 24. Welcome back to Sparky DiBiasio Stadium. The Chardon Hilltoppers have taken the field to the roar of the crowd below, and another super night of attendance here for the good folks of Chardon that have traveled out. If you're not familiar with Padua High School, Padua Franciscan High School is the actual name. They are the Bruins from Parma, Ohio. They are in the North Coast League, as we said, the champions of the North Coast League. They went 9-2 this year. They lost to Solon, a team that Chardon beat their only like opponent this season. They lost to Solon in week 2 by a score of 14-7. And, of course, Chardon beat Solon by a score of 13-7 for what that's worth. They also lost their last football game of the year against Lakewood St. Ed's, 21-15. Still had enough points to get into the playoffs, and they rolled last week in the playoffs, and now they're here to take on the Chardon team. Chardon, of course, is undefeated at 11-0, and coming off just a thumping last week of Riverside. Really, John, if you look back at the score, 34-6, that score wasn't indicative of how well the game went, but when it got down and dirty, they blew them out.
Well, that's a trend Chardon's had all year. They've come on in the second half. They it's like a feeling out round for boxers. But when they get into that second half, they're just ready, and they just make the adjustments up in the booth, go out there, execute, and just put teams away. That's been something that they've done all season long.
There's some young ladies that have been with the Hilltoppers all season long, the Chardon cheerleaders.
They do a fine job, a lot of enthusiasm, and after a score, you might have to pick up, they do cartwheels. 2 of them go down in sequence, and it's just really impressive for somebody that can barely bend over to tie my shoes. I'm really impressed by that.
You can bend over and tie your shoes? Congratulations.
Well, with some help. It's getting up that's the problem.
You look at this, when the playoffs start, it's such an exciting time of the year for everybody, and you see the communities come together, and the cheerleaders get to cheer that extra week, so there's a lot at stake for them. The band gets to continue to play week after week, and there's a lot of folks that, because of the football team, their season either ends or it gets to continue.
Yeah, that's a sad thing. Someone tonight is going to be very, very disappointed, but to get to this point is just impressive. One of them is going to be elated, ready to go back to work. The other one's going to just feel like they're failures. Later on, they'll all appreciate it, though.
And more importantly, the fans get to keep coming to watch football. And I think when you have a beautiful night like tonight in the middle of November, it's just beautiful. It's sweater and sweatshirt weather out there tonight. I'm sure it'll cool off where the jackets will go on tonight, but doggone it, this time of year, you're expecting the worst, and so far, so good.
Yeah, I'll tell you drive around the streets of Chardon, and you just see Go Chardon, Beat Padua, signs all over the place. There's yard signs. A lot of the local stores have their little signs up there. The support from the community is just outstanding. It's really nice to see.
And that's the one thing that football, basketball, any kind of team that progresses into any type of playoff, the whole city rallies around it, and it just makes it, everybody in the town has got a little bit more hop in their step as they're walking around, and always got a friendly face in town. And, hey, how'd you hear about them Hilltoppers? And everybody's got something to say. And the good folks that are bringing you this game tonight are Junction Auto Sales, Chuck Old Chevrolet, and the Chardon Courier. Please pick up the phone, give them a call, and at least thank them, if nothing else, for bringing you this game as well as last game right here on Cablevision Channel 24. They've been with us both weeks now, and without them, we would not be here. Chardon will receive the opening kickoff, so that very potent offense will hit the field first. Damian Dolney will be set to kick off for Padua, and going back deep, Joe Krebs as well as Tim Michael back to return the kickoff for Chardon. The folks below are ready for action, and so are we, and it's a line drive kick, and Michael takes it at the 5. Right up the gut across the 25 with a big gap coming near side up to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Chardon Hilltoppers will take over first down and 10. Offensively, the tight end Rick Conroy. The big offensive line of Rob Conroy, Jeff Del Grasso, Corey Rice, Christian Walsh, and Rick Warner. These guys all 200, or most of them 200-plus pounds. The split end, you're going to see a bunch of guys coming in. Pat Turner and Justin Brock, Scott Frank, John Toddy will catch some footballs as well. Eric Ash and Joe Krebs start in the backfield along with quarterback Scott Neal. It's a first down and 10 for the Hilltoppers. And Eric Ash will carry the football ahead for 2 or 3 yards. The defense for the Bruins is really understaffed when it comes to weight. Matt Popek at left tackle, Jason Evangelo, Bob Dowdell, Dave Zarzecki, and Dave Bachmore, the big 5 up front. The 2 linebackers, a couple of sophomores, Marty Mordarski and Dan Wise. The defensive backs are Chris Julian, Mike Wish, Matt Capone, and Ryan Gorius. You're going to hear a lot about Ryan on the offensive side of the football. It's a second down and 7 for the Toppers. And Neal runs the option, pitches it back, and pitches it out of bounds. And lucky for the Hilltoppers, that thing went flying out of bounds.
Yeah, he got somebody angled in, got a hold of Neal, and just made him pitch it bad. He was just ready to release the ball. He saw him coming out of the corner of his eye. they did get through with quickness that time. If they can keep the penetration going like that, they can cause problems. The only way to really nullify that would be straight ahead and go at them.
And that's a loss of 8 for the Hilltoppers. 3rd down and 15. We're just underway here. Split wide to the far side is Tim Michael. Krebs goes in motion. They hand the ball to the first man through. That's Eric Ash. Big yardage, but not enough for a first down as he's across the 40 up to the 43-yard line in a punting situation for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, this is pretty much how they started out the game last week, though. They 3 and out, and it ended up being their only punt of the game. So hopefully for the Hilltoppers, this is just a trend they're forming where they will start out every game this particular manner.
Marcus Smith in to attempt the punt. 32.4 average on the season. Going back deep, Ryan Gorius and Chris DeLong. And an end-over-end kick that will bounce at the 40 and pop straight up in the air and will be down by Chardon just outside the 30 at about the 31-yard line. And that's where Padua will take over. The tight end for Padua is Scott Kosick. The left tackle, Darren Scheck. Mark Roloski, Bob Dowdell. Constantine Curry's the guy that normally starts at right guard, and he's a big-time prospect. He's out with pneumonia, so Jeff Kukla gets the start, and Chip Clapper. The flanker is Chris Julian, the split end, Chris DeLong. Marty Morodowski is the fullback. The tailback is Ryan Gorius, and John Wilkinson is the quarterback, a 6'2", 200-pound senior. Brings the Bruins up to the line, 1st down and 10 at their own 31. And it's a pop pass across the middle, in and out of the hands of Chris DeLong. And that'll be incomplete. Defensively for Chardon, Christian Walsh, Rick Warner, Don Vaughn, and Corey Rice up front. The linebackers, Scott Platts, Andy Honigman, and Eric Ash. And the DBs, Kevin Ash, Pat Turner, Scott Frank, and John Toddy. 2nd down, 10 for the Bruins. Mordarski is the up back in the I formation. Gorius is the deep back. And they hand the ball to Gorius. He's caught behind the line and falls forward and might have got back to the line of scrimmage. Coming up to make the stop, Andy Honigman.
Yeah, I'm suspecting Honigman should have a big game tonight. If that line could just nullify him there, Andy can just sneak up, meet him at the line, and he's got all the power in the world to just drive back. I expect him to have a big game in the middle tonight for Chardon.
3rd down and 10 for the Bruins. Wilkinson to throw again. Hit as he throws, and it could be picked off and almost is. Oh, my. Who came up to the Pat Turner? Pat Turner snuck in front and almost had a pick.
I'll tell you, if he could have picked that off, too, I think he might have taken a little peek downfield because there was nothing to see but green grass in front of him.
They grabbed him by the top of the helmet and kind of dragged him back as well, but a 3 and out for the Bruins, and that will bring Scott Kosick into punt. Going back deep for Chardon. It looks like Tim Michael is back there, I think. Or no, John Toddy is back there, and they're going to angle it. Line drive end over end, and Toddy takes it at the 40. Squirts across midfield and into Bruin territory. So if nothing else, John, Chardon has gained in the field position game.
And this is an area that Chardon felt they would do well with because they stress their special teams. And Padua, I guess, is just a little bit weak on that, where they base their practices on their offense mainly. They're just heavy offensive base. Chardon hits all facets of their game. They'll do some defense, they'll do some offense, and they do a lot of special teams. And that's an area that you can just pick up ground, and it's almost like an offensive weapon in itself.
Scott Frank to the near side. That's Tim Michael in motion. And they hand the ball straight up the middle. That's Bill Gilbert. Gilbert for some tough yards. And Gilbert's a guy last week that contributed some nice running on the ground.
Yeah, again, he came out of that fullback position. At least early on here, I think we're going to see a lot of that again. They should just go right back to just going straight at these guys. They got a little bit of quickness off the ball or something. That's the quickest way to nullify it. Just hit them there, or quick hitting counters on the inside. We'll see what kind of approach they make.
Justin Brock checks into the game. And Neal will hang on to the football, dances across the 40 inside the 35-yard line, and that'll be good enough for the first down of the evening. So Scott Neal decides to tuck it away, picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, again, I guess they're not going to go strictly to the inside. They still believe in their option play and stuff, and I think they just seriously believe they can go at them full. And that line will be able to keep the penetration so that Scott has the room to roam out there.
A little confusion in the Chardon huddle, I should say. So Chardon's going to take timeout with 8:11 to go here in the first quarter. And you hate to burn a timeout this early, but as you're driving the football, you're better off to be safe than sorry, I guess.
Yeah, well, again, I don't know if the history repeats itself, but I can remember early in the third quarter, early second half, they were on a drive. Scott again used a timeout. It proved wise at the time as Chardon pushed the ball into the end zone. Hopefully, again, that situation will do that. You don't want to make a mistake. If you're sitting down here inside the 35 of your opponent, now's the time where you want to just keep pushing it in, get that initial score under your belt, and go on from there.
And I had a nice conversation with Coach Tom Cahuth of Padua this week, and he was saying, as you look at the Chardon faithful in the crowd, good Lord. And she probably worries about her makeup every day going to school, but she'll come to a football game with her face all painted like that.
Totally different atmosphere.
But Tom Cahuth told me they have faced some wing T. They scrimmaged Green and didn't do very well against them, and they beat Holy Name. And they've got to watch their keys and watch the football and not get caught up in the circus that this offense becomes. Hands off the football to Bill Gilbert. Gilbert barrels his way just outside the 30. Pickup of about 3 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, that's the second carry for Gilbert. We got Ash having 2 already tonight. That's 4th in the fullback position. The position that had, I believe, 27 carries in last week's game. And with an offense that spreads the ball around, it's just, this is how Chardon matches up, and they're taking what they can, and it's working so far, so why not?
Yeah, it was close to, if not over, 100 yards from that fullback spot. We've got some movement on the right side of the Chardon line. It looked like Christian Walsh got off the ball just a half a snap too soon. And that'll back the Hilltoppers up 5 yards and bring up a 2nd down and 12 now.
Well, that's one thing. You look at the flash of the backs. You look at the throwing of Neal.
Dead ball foul. False start. Black. 2nd down.
And all these factors and all, but you got to have those guys up front. And like that time you say Christian jumped just a hair early. But those guys down there, they're big, but they also are quick off the ball. There's a lot of other teams that have the size, but they're slow of foot. That's a heck of an offensive line Chardon has.
Scott Frank goes wide to the top of your screen. That's Krebs in motion. They hand the ball again. It's Michael. Michael inside the 30, and he will move his way close to the 27-yard line, a couple yards shy of a 1st down. 3rd down and a couple coming up.
Yeah, it was just good, quick-hitting counter, like I mentioned earlier. Michaels just weaved his way around there, found the little gaps open, and just milked it for all it was worth. It was a good run by Michaels.
3rd down and 3. 2-down territory, I would think, for the Hilltoppers. That wind kind of coming in their face. They hand the football to Eric Ash, and again out of the fullback spot, close to a 1st down. It looks like they'll spot it right at the 25, and probably about a full ball length short of a 1st down.
Yeah, they did. They put it right nose of the ball is sitting on the 25, so they got about 2 feet to go for it. And like you said, that's a long field goal for a high school kicker. That'd be a 42-yarder. Into the wind, it's almost an impossible one. So, yeah, they're definitely going to be going for it here.
So they go for it on 4th down and 1. Sure, get behind that big old offensive line and see if you can pick up a yard. They hand the ball straight up the middle as Ash. He falls forward inside the 20. What a nice surge by the offensive line of Chardon.
Yeah, they just blew him off the line of scrimmage, and Ash put his shoulders down, squared up, and all went for the 1 yard and ended up with close to 6 on that one.
The ball is inside the 20-yard line down to the 18. Chardon moving the football. They started this drive at about the 47-yard line of the Bruins. We're down to 5:46 and counting here in the opening quarter. There's no score.
This is another way to take their offense out of the game. Let them sit on the sidelines with a nice long drive.
Neal's going to hang on to the football, cuts it back inside the 15 to the 10, tries to take the corner, touchdown. ...18-yard run by Scott Neal.
Yeah, that was just a nice little weaving pattern. They gave him the blocking from his end and his back position, helped him out there. He overcommitted on the pitch, man. Neal just did a couple little weaves and raced to the corner post of the end zone there and took it in for the first 6 of the game.
Marty Makar on to attempt the point after. They get it right this week?
Yeah, very much.
Okay, I've been practicing. So Makar's kick is up, and it is good. So with 5:28 to go here in the opening quarter, you can tell what's happening. Chardon's out on top by a score of 7-0. Let's take a look at that thing one more time, and you can see how he did a nice job of stringing it out and turning the corner. It's going to be coming right at you.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice job.
That was just absolutely beautiful. If you look there, you've seen the right tackle for Chardon, Rob Conroy, just buried his man and just took him completely out of the play, sealed off the linebacker. He pushed him back and took him inside, sealed off the linebacker so they couldn't even get outside to get a good angle to get hold of Neal on that one. Excellent block from that corner.
So Marty Makar into kickoff. It's been a good week for his family, huh? Uncle wins the state soccer title.
And cousin.
His cousin is on that team as well. He's in the playoffs for the second week in a row.
I'm sure he wants to match state title for state title with his relatives, too.
Doggone right. A lot to be thankful for this upcoming holiday in that family, I guess. Going back deep for Padua, Chris Dylong and Ryan Gorius.
Yeah, that was a beautiful drive by Chardon. Again, they just controlled the ball, ate up some clock. You know, everything's just going their way right now. We'll see if the defense, again, can dominate like they did in that first series for Padua. Just shut them down, get the ball back into the hands of the guys that put the points on the board for you. Boy, these guys are loud, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And the kick is a short end-over-end kick that will bounce at the 22. Taken by Gorius across the 30. Look at the speed up the sidelines, and he's going to give Padua some excellent field position near midfield, and the Bruins needed that after giving up that score to get some field position and try to get some offensive momentum going.
Yeah, he did have a little lane there, and Pat Turner and Justin Brock cut across there, and just Pat Turner hitting him first, driving him out. Justin came in to finish off the tackle, helping out because he was getting a little bit of running room there.
Just inside midfield, John Wilkinson brings the troops up to the line of scrimmage. And we've got encroachment. Rick Warner thought he saw the ball snap and moved across the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, again, he's one of those offensive linemen and defensive linemen that, like I said, Rick goes 6'3",
dead ball foul,
260.
encouragement, defense, first down.
6'3", 260, which many high school players you think are kind of plodding. Rick is quick off the ball. That time a little too quick.
He's a specimen, I tell you. First down and 5 now for the Bruins. The up back in the I formation is Marty Gordarski. Ryan Gorius is a deep back, and it is Gorius. Nothing. Hit from behind by Christian Walsh, and Walsh just drags him down to the turf.
That's the whole thing. He had Rick Warner fronting him there. He got his penetration. Christian came from his defensive end position, looped around and caught him from behind. Again, it's a case of the Chardon defensive line just taking control, getting the penetration, taking away any running lanes that the back might have.
Second down, 5 yards to go. Clock continues to run, 4:49 and counting here in the first quarter. Chardon up 7-zip. Wilkinson to throw, fires, has a man through behind him. What a nice catch. What a nice catch. Let's see who came up with that football. Tim Wise. Wow.
That was a beauty. He got turned around, did a complete 180 reversal there and caught a low pass. I don't know really how he was able to pull that thing in.
The junior pulls it in. I'm sure that 6'4" length of his didn't hurt. First down and 10 now for the Bruins. Wilkinson taking his time at the line. Hands the ball to Gorius. Nice hole left side inside the 20. Pick up 3 or 4.
Yeah, that was a nice little tackle there. Eric Ash read it, shot in, and just took his feet away from him, held him to just a couple-yard gain there. It was a good tackle by Eric Ash from his linebacker position.
2nd down and 8. Tim Wise comes back into the ball game. He's running plays in with Chris Dialong.
Yeah, Padua runs the passes just when they need them, and they may be going more and more to the air here as they find out that it's tough to run against this Chardon defense.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. They hand it to the fullback, Mordarski, up to near the 15-yard line.
Yeah.
Nice gain there. 3rd down and about 2.
Yeah, that's a tricky little play that Padua has where they hit a quick hitter and they got this little cross trap block that they pull on the inside there. Normally over Constantine Deary, their right guard. I'm assuming they're going over Kukla this time. They're running the same play, but it's one that's tough to stop.
3rd down and 2. Wilkinson with a hard count up the middle. Gorius, and he's not going to get the 1st down. As a matter of fact, he's going to lose a yard.
Again, that was Rick Warner getting his penetration. He slanted in from his tackle position there, went right through the guard, grabbed Gorian's feet as he's still in the backfield there. There was no place to go. That penetration again for Chardon took it.
And Damian Dolney is going to come in to attempt the field goal as Padua calls timeout. With 2:48 to go here in the 1st quarter, they trail 7-zip.
So we've got about a 34-yarder coming up, and with that wind, it's actually closer than that going this direction here.
How many kickers do you see that are 6'1", 177 pounds at the high school level? There's a good look at the crowd that's here tonight. And what a crowd. But I tell you one thing, you can say what you want. The good folks in Chardon do a great job of supporting this football team. And their coach, Bob Doyle, a couple years ago, there was a lot of head scratching going on where, gee whiz, they haven't won a game.
Yeah, well,
now what a difference a couple years makes, and he's done, the peaks and valleys of running a high school football program.
I'll tell you, that 0-10 team 2 years ago, a lot of these kids were starters then as sophomores. There was just, he ran into a couple of weaker classes in a row there. Now it's tightened up a lot, and these guys got experience for 3 years.
Damian Dolney to attempt about a 33-yard field goal. The snap's a good one, and it's blocked. Picked up by, ball's being kicked around. Gorius can't come up with it. Finally, Scott Kosek hops on the football, and Chardon will get the football inside their own 30, and that'll be a 1st down. And wow, what penetration up the middle.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a replay on that one to see who got a piece of that, because we weren't able to catch it, but you didn't happen to catch who it was that got their hand on that ball, did you?
Didn't see it, nope. Too many bodies up front. One of them big guys up front. Well,
actually, there was quite a few in there, so I'm not sure who actually got the piece of the ball, though, but it was a good job, whoever it was. Right up the middle it came from.
Ball just shy of the 29-yard line, and that's Eric Ash. Let's check that. It's Tim Michael. Not a whole lot of doing over there, maybe a yard or 2.
I think he got himself close to 3 on that one. He kind of weaved through there and grabbed a little more yardage. He was down low, twisted around. I think he marked it back to just a couple-yard gain now.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Krebs in motion, gets the football, tries to turn the left side. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Now that was a block. Krebs was out of bounds.
Yeah, did you see that? Was Rick Warner really in guard position there. He destroyed that quarterback. That quarterback, he popped right up, but boy, he did take a hit. And Rick just continued to went downfield, looked for somebody else to hit. And you're right, that was just a phenomenal block out of there.
That was just total devastation.
I think you can understand now why Coach Doyle pulled him from his tackle position, put him over that guard. He's got the mobility to get out there, lead block on plays like that, and just open it up. Because quite honestly, if it wasn't for that block, there wasn't much there. Krebs was sealed in on that corner. The cornerback came up, sealed it, had his good position on it, but all of a sudden his big 260-pound body came flying at him. that was the end of that story.
You know, the referee, two officials have come to the near sideline, and I don't know what they're checking out down there. I don't know if we can maybe sneak a camera in there to see, but
unless there's a headset out or something.
Yeah, there's an animated discussion going on below. Maybe that could be it. There you see Scott Neal surveying this defense for the Padua Bruins. And the officials must have gotten everything straightened out.
I wonder if there's an injury, because that's the Chardon team trainer there that was working on him. So I wonder if one of the officials got his finger stepped on or something like that. Maybe they're just putting a quick Band-Aid on him.
Maybe. First down and 10 now for the Hilltoppers. That was a devastating block. Gee whiz.
Those are pretty to see, but I'm sure the cornerback out there wouldn't agree with me on that, or his parents.
John Toddy split wide at the top of your screen. Straight up the gut for a yard.
Yeah, that time Padua sealed up the little gaps in there and just didn't allow any running room at all, but that's still just a first down play. This offense can come at you real quick in so many different directions.
Eric Ash picked up a yard on the last play. We're down to a minute 25 to go in the first quarter. Chardon trying to put together yet another drive. Scott Frank splits wide to the top part of your screen. Second down, 9 yards to go. Neal going to run the option. He's going to keep it. And didn't get very far. He picked up a yard. Dave Bachmore was there to make the tackle. Also coming up was Marty Mordarski from his linebacker position.
Yeah, that was just a good defensive play by Padua there. They sealed off the man where he could pitch it to, and they also kept on him. Neal did the only thing he could do, try to get the most he can out of it, turn it up, and keep it from being a loss. So there was a good read by him, good defense by Padua on that particular play.
John Toddy back into the ball game as he and Scott Frank are running in the plays. Straight drop back for Neal, fires across the middle, picked off. Dan Wise picks it off, and the Bruins get the first turnover of the night, and they'll have the football inside Chardon territory at about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, that's by far their best field position of the evening. Again, it's falling onto the backs of the Chardon defense to shut them down, get the ball back for them as we're in the waning seconds.
Let's take a look at that again. This is a tough catch for a linebacker because this ball is zinged. Nicely done. Those two sophomore linebackers got a lot of responsibility for this Padua Bruin defense because once the offensive linemen are contained, they're the ones that make the hits. The big fullback, Mordarski, again, another sophomore. Got some nice young blood on this team. Mordarski goes about 5'10", 165. Good enough for a first down, and he's been pretty successful running the football so far.
Yeah, so far he has. Again, that's that little inside play they have over the right guard position. He came up a little bit limpy that time. I have to watch him break and huddle here, see if he's gotten over that. He might have got his ankle twisted up just a... Now he's still hobbling just a hair.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Chardon with a 7-0 lead here from DiBiasio Stadium. We'll step aside and take a break. Second quarter action on the way next. Welcome back to DiBiasio Stadium. Craig Dees along with John Walsh. Second quarter action. The Padua Bruins are driving. It's a first down and 10 on the Topper 37-yard line. Gorius wiggles his way for about 2 yards before he's pushed backwards.
Yeah, that time the linebackers came across, sealed that one off real tightly because they did good blocking up front that time, kept the defensive front from getting any penetration or sealing across. They opened up a little bit of lane, but the linebackers sealed it up real good.
Second down and a long 8 yards to go. Wilkinson, he's going to run the option and keep the football and goes inside the 30 to the 29. Picked up about 7.
Yeah, they're starting to kick it in a little bit. That time Eric Ash was just able to get his ankle, drag him down, but they're getting their momentum built up. They're touted as an offensive machine, and I guess they're starting to open it up, show it a little bit. plus the passing that they've come up with. That's kind of kept Chardon a little bit honest, where linebackers can't come up quite as quick because their passing attack has shown a little bit of life.
Ed Casaya splits wide to the top of your screen. It's a 3rd down and 3. Pop pass intercepted. And is that Joe Krebs?
I think it is.
I think that, nope. It is,
no, that's Kevin Ash. Yeah, Kevin read that one just scored. He hung behind him. As soon as he went to deliver the ball, he just cut in front of him, picked it off. Excellent, excellent pick. The 7th one of the season for Kevin Ash.
And he's a dynamite defensive player. Let's take a look real quick at the first quarter off or stats as we look at that replay. 77 yards for Chardon total offense to only 39 for the Bulls.
Watch, you see him behind, and he just hid behind the receiver, stepped in front of him. It was a well-timed play by Kevin Ash. Now you can understand they don't throw that much at him anymore.
Here's Krebs. Another great block out front, and Krebs cuts back across the 30.
Yeah, you had all the pulling out there. Christian Walsh was out there pulling.
Jeff Del Grasso was the guy that just leveled another defender. Let me give you some more numbers real quick. All 77 yards of Chardon's offense were on the ground. 16 yards on the ground for Padua. 23 through the air. They were 1 out of 3. And that's about par for the course for them. They throw the ball about 40%.
Yeah, and Eric Ash leading them with 21 yards in the first half.
Right up the set they go again. That's Bill Gilbert, and Bill's got the first down.
Right.
Padua got to be a little demoralized at this point. They had a nice little drive going there, and it looked like a decent play was about to develop, but boy, Kevin Ash came up with a great read on that pass.
I see so many, like we mentioned at the onset, the similarities between Riverside and Padua. The game is being played that way. Riverside's one big drive last week was stopped with an interception.
First down and 10 now. This time it's Gilbert again, and he is close to a first down. Boy, very close to a first down, almost right down in front of us.
Well, I'll tell you.
That guy thought it was a first down. You saw him nodding his head.
He had a hole there, though, between Warner and Conroy that I probably could have picked up 2-3 yards out of. You know, as slow as I am coming out of the backfield. He had enough that he turned it into an appreciable game.
Must have been a big hole. You can't even tie your own shoes. I mean, that's a huge hole. First down and 10. Neal gonna hand the football off. Not a whole lot of running room up front as Dave Bachmore was there one more time. Also coming up off the bottom of the pile was Matt Polpek.
Again, that's part of Chardon's setup, though. Now they're starting to hone in, look for Gilbert, look for Ash, look for that fullback getting the ball. That's just the time when Neal takes it outside and makes his magic happen.
Second down and 10, no gain on the last play. They pitch it again, an ill-fated play. Seems like they're running that option play instead of running parallel to the line, John. They're almost swinging it out wide in a bootleg type of a thing, and when you pitch the ball back, all of a sudden your runner's, 10, 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage all of a sudden.
Yeah, but I think that's being necessitated by the way the defense. They're getting across there and forcing them to go deep like that. Padua's just sealing well on the outside. Their defense is a little better than I had understood it to be. Like I said, they were supposed to be an offensive machine and not really care about defense. Defense is really playing solid ball.
Straight drop back, Scott Neal. He's going to run the football. What a nice move, and he is going to be close to a first down.
Boy, that was gorgeous. Again, he pulled the quarterback draw there, a play he ran successfully last week. And if I remember correctly, it was at a time on a second and long situation also. And he again pull it. Now they're marking him just a hair short. He needs about that foot and a half to go.
I think it was Matt Capone who came up from his safety spot and kind of got a grab full of air there. Wow. As a nice little move by Neal will necessitate Padua now taking, I think it's Padua taking his timeout with 7:50 to go here in the second quarter. Let's tell you about the good folks that are bringing you this game as they have throughout the playoffs here for Chardon. We'd like to thank the good folks over there at Junction Auto Sales. They're doing it up for us along with Chuck Ohl Chevrolet and the Chardon Courier. Please pick up the phone, give them a call, drop by the office, even if you're not going to buy a car. Read about this game for sure in the paper because everybody can afford that.
Yes.
but at least stop by Junction Auto Sales and Chuck Olds Chevrolet to say, hey, thanks a lot. We appreciate the fact that you got the kids on television again this week, and it's such a thrill for them, something that they'll always have. And I've been doing games on Cablevision for 8 years, and the more I do it and the more I see people, the more they tell me, boy, when Johnny came home from college in his junior year, we sat down and watched that game you guys did 3 years ago. It's something that they keep. It's something that goes into the family archives, and thank those people. They're the ones that made it possible for you today to watch this ball game. 4th down, less than a yard to go. The fans below come to their feet. Quarterback keeper, and that's a 1st down. Right over the left side. Jeff Del Grasso opening a big hole.
Yeah, that was a good call again. You think Neal's got some size. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. You think on a short situation like that, 9 out of 10 times they pull the quarterback sneak. But Chardon really doesn't use that play that often. To the point of it is good to see when they do use it. But if you overuse it, I guess they sit on it, you can stop it easier.
1st down and 10. They hand the ball to Eric Ash, and Eric falls forward for 3 yards.
Yeah, that's a good opening play there to start the drive. Right away you get 3 of those, and you're just a yard short. You go on 4th down again, and they don't know where you're going to come from.
Exactly right. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we will have the Chardon Hilltopper Marching Band coming up. Padua did not bring a band this week, so you're not going to get a chance. I don't even know if they have a band, but at any rate, they're not here. So it will be the Hilltopper Marching Band coming up at halftime. Scott Neal hangs on to it. He's in big trouble. And there might be a face mask. I don't know. Looked like the defender went after his mask and kind of just held back a little bit. I don't quite know if he grabbed it.
Yeah, that might have been a grabbing the ear hole penalty or something if they had such a thing. Because I think he was just a little bit up on the helmet there. It was close, but he pulled back, and I didn't see the head jerk around, so right. I don't think he did grab anything.
He almost got to the impression where he may have almost just palmed the face mask and was saying, sorry, sorry, sorry the whole time as he pulled his hand back real quick like it was electrified. 3rd down, a little less than 10 yards to go. Michael goes in motion, Neal to roll out. Neal fires underneath. The ball is tipped away. The ball was tipped by Chris Julian. And that's why if you're saying, boy, that receiver sure got hammered there and the ball wasn't there, Julian misdirected that football, and as soon as the defender touches it, fair game.
Yeah, he was laying there underneath, and I don't think Neal saw him at all. He went to deliver the ball. All of a sudden, Julian reached out a hand and just knocked it away.
And Marcus Smith comes in to punt. Bob Doyle obviously thinking with 6:45 to go, let's pin them as deep as we can. Let the defense do the deed for 3 and out and then get good field position again. And they try to fake it right through the hands of Scott Frank, and now they're in big trouble. And Padua's got the football all the way down at the 48-yard line. So much for pinning them deep in their territory. Bob Doyle tries to take a chance, and right through the hands of the up-back.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you look back on, and if you execute it, you're a genius. If not, you're going to have problems. And here we'll watch it again.
Looks like just a question of taking the eye, getting all excited and taking your eyes off the football. We'll see. Hang on to that replay till after this play, and then we'll take a look at it. 1st down and 10 for Padua. Dodging some bullets or what?
Yeah, they're putting it a lot on the defense here is the problem. You can't keep asking them constantly to do it for you all night.
And we've got some movement and an offsides. And I tell you what, all night, here's that play once again. Right through the hands of the up-back, and then it was Katie Barr the door after that. All night long, John Wilkinson
Coachman, defense. First
has
down.
had a real hard count, almost to the point of the head bob going up and down. But he's been very consistent calling that cadence all night. And that's twice now that he's got the Hilltoppers offsides. 1st down, 10 yards to go. Straight up the middle of the fullback, Mordarski falls forward for about 2 yards, maybe 2.5. 2nd down and 2 coming up.
Yeah, I'm sure they're just going to keep hitting that middle again until they can break the 1st down, then start opening up their offense. Unless they weren't going to try that one free play and go for the big play, and then on 3rd and 4th down, try to pick up those 2 yards for the first down. But I suspect they'd just like to control the ball right now, hit it up the middle, slow yardage at a time.
2nd down, 2, and what do we got? They have some movement up front. Let's hear.
A delay pass.
Dead ball foul. False start. Offense. 2nd down.
Hey, no guessing this week what they mean, huh, John? We got this guy wired for sound.
Yeah, that one threw me off a little bit because I didn't think they were set yet.
Yeah.
You know, that's what really surprised me. I didn't think they had reached their set position where you can have a little bit of movement before then, but he called it from the back judge, which is another strange case called illegal procedure.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. Tim Wise checks into the ball game. He will split wide to the far side. Wilkinson hustles the troops up to the line of scrimmage. And we got all kinds of movement up. Gee whiz, we're just having trouble snapping a football to each other the last 3-4 plays on either side.
Yeah, that time I would make a guess that it was a case.
Dead ball foul. False start. White. 2nd down.
That one we knew. But I would guess that for some reason the center thought it was on 1 and why everybody else thought it was on 2, because he's the one that shot out of there, snapped the ball a little early.
It's a good way to break the quarterback's fingers, too, when he's not expecting a snap like that.
It's a good way to lose the ball.
Yep. 2nd down and 12 now. So it's been a comedy of errors the last 3 or 4 plays on both sides of the football. They run the option. Wilkinson gets hammered, but gets it to Gorius, who can't quite turn the corner before he's knocked out of bounds. They're coming up to make the big hit.
I think Andy Hunter came from his inside linebacker position on that one.
Actually, John Toddy was the guy who put the big hit out of bounds. But Wilkinson got leveled.
Yeah, he ran that well. I mean, unfortunately, if you run it perfectly, you take a hammering. He waited to the last inch and pinched it out. Chardon just did a good job of pursuing and getting down the line and turn it into just a minimal gain.
Yeah, talk to Scott Neal about the abuse that an option quarterback takes throughout the course of a season. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Delay to Gorius with some room. Will get near the 40-yard line. Now it's decision time for Padua. Offensively, they're about 4 yards away from a first down. You're not giving Chardon any worse field position than you've been giving him anyhow. But I think that question's been answered. Scott Kosick will come in and punt and try to nail the toppers deep. At least we think.
Yeah,
that's what we thought the last
Chardon
time.
was late substituting there. They thought they might be going for it as well.
Good snap. The punt is a good one, angling toward the sideline where it bounces out of bounds right at about the 21-yard line, and that's where the Hilltoppers take over. They've got 4 minutes and 5 seconds to move the football 79 yards and try to punch in the end zone. Yeah. So the Bruins are hanging around much like Riverside did last week.
Yeah, Chardon can be patient on this one because, like you said, there's 4 minutes, which is a good amount of time, and they still have the 2 first or timeouts left. So it's one of those, you can just hammer it up the middle for a while. You don't have to try to open it up, go for the big play. Just take what you can get.
Scott Neal, he had about 115 yards rushing last week. They hand the ball to Tim Michael, who gets about a yard or 2. This Bruin defense has been impressive so far tonight. When I talked to Coach Cahoot this week, watch the football. They've got to stick to their keys. They've got to watch their keys and not get caught up in Scott Neal's magic. They appreciate the fact that Chardon has a dynamic offense. But like any offense, if you do the right things, it can be stopped. And they do have that experience against the wing T. Green beat them in a scrimmage, so they saw the downside of the wing T, and then they beat up on Holy Name. So they've seen it, which helps. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Krebs squirts through a hole and will be brought down at the 29-yard line.
Krebs had some strong running at the end there. He wasn't squared up, but he still drove the guys for an additional 2-3 yards. It showed a lot of power coming out of there. Normally, if you're going to drive somebody, you're squared up to him and then going. He was angling and still pursuing, getting some good power out of that leg. That's a tip for all you young players out there. Just keep those legs moving whenever you're carrying that ball.
Third down, 3. Ash falls forward. Looks like he's got the first down by about a half a yard.
Yeah. They're taking a look. It's close, but I think they are going to flag it for the. There you go. Yeah, Eric did a good, strong run on that one. He was grabbed around the legs, stopped. He just stretched his body out so he could drive for that first down marker, and he got it. And Chardon really needs to keep the ball in the hands of Padua for the rest of this half. Points would be excellent, but not letting Padua get any is really what you got to be shooting for.
That's right. First down and 10 for Chardon. They hand the ball to Michael. Breaking tackles across the 40. And brought down, or is he brought down? No, he's not. Inside Padua territory, all the way down to the 47-yard line. What a spectacular run by Tim Michael.
Again, that was a case of just keeping those legs pumping. And he was doing a lot of weaving around, a lot of stop and go, misdirection to throw the people off. He put up probably all the little elements you can have in being a running back. He put them all together into one run. It was some spectacular run by Tim Michael.
And that's a heartbreaker for the Bruins because the Bruins had that place dead to rights. Now they've given up an additional 15 or 20 yards. Under 2 minutes to go, first down and 10. Chardon has the football at the Padua 47.5-yard line. Quick hitter straight up the middle. That was Eric Ash, and Eric Ash gets a yard or two.
Yeah, Chardon needs to get about 15, probably 20 more yards here to have a shot at the field goal, because you got to keep in mind they are going in the direction of the wind, and those 3 points would be very nice to take in the locker room with them at halftime. But they still got to get the ball a little further downfield. I'd say minimum 25-yard line or so to really think about getting the 3.
Second down, 8 yards to go. Scott Frank comes wide to the near side. Down to a minute 14 to go. Chardon leads 7-0. First half. Neal throws. Flag flies. Caught by Frank down to the 16-yard line. We'll have to wait to see what the flag is. Maybe a push-off. You never know. Could go either way. Didn't quite get a chance to see it.
Now, I kind of honed in on Frank. If it was a push-off, it wasn't on Frank because he just did a little hook route outside.
Holding against the defense is the call. Maybe we'll get a chance to see it here. That will obviously be declined.
Yeah, that was like a run and just a quick little hook to the outside. Well, we won't be able to see his route. You just see the end result of it. Nice catch and a nice angle back into the inside. Cutting against the green to get that additional yardage, get them down there. Now they're in field goal range. They'll probably play it semi-conservative here. Maybe use their timeout, seeing how the situation.
We said that last week. Remember, they 2 passes, touchdown.
Yeah, but that was Riverside. This is Chardon.
Yeah, that's true. Tim Michael inside the 13-yard line. The clock continues to run down to 45 seconds to go. I think Chardon may have a timeout left, and they do take it with 42 seconds to go. We appreciate you watching the ball game today. If you're watching this game and it's Saturday morning, we'll be back on again tomorrow. And if you're watching this game and it's Sunday, we don't know when we're going to be back on again. We're going to try to do our best to bring you the game next week if we can. No promises at this point in time, but if nothing else, maybe we get to see this game again. But it's been a great response so far from what I hear. The good folks in Chardon have been enjoying these broadcasts, and we're so happy we could bring it to you. I wish my voice was a little better today.
Yeah.
I've gone through 14 soda pops just trying to keep my pipes loose. And
yeah, you put the panic into me when I talked to you on Wednesday over the phone, and you said you were developing a slight case of laryngitis. I did a one play-by-play game before. That was about 6 years ago, and I'm sure glad you're here tonight, Craig.
Wouldn't have missed it for the world. I've already told Red Jevnikar, who's our production guy sitting behind us, that hey, I may need you in the fourth quarter here, buddy, if things keep up. But they keep feeding me these diet sodas. This press box is like a sardine can. It is tightly packed in here. It's so crowded. How crowded is it? They're stacking Coca-Cola or Pepsi's up on the railing above us, so it's almost self-service, like a deli. Reach up, grab a pop, bring it down. Guys are passing it along like you're sitting at the stadium. Wild place. Second down and 6. Wheels throw, wide open, touchdown. That's Scott Frank. Could he be any more wide open?
That was beautiful. They flooded the area down there. They sent Krebs and Frank. Krebs went a little deeper towards the corner. And the cornerback faded out on him. Safety shot over on Greg. Frank just sat down there. Neal dumped the ball right in the middle of his chest there. Beautiful play. Good 7 points by Chardon. Or 6, excuse me. Marty's going to try to attempt to make the 7th. And he does.
Yes, he does. Drills it through. 14-0. Chardon leads it with 35 seconds to go. About a 3 minute and 30 some second drive to literally close out this half. Give it another look. Scott Frank wide open.
Yeah, you watch Krebs in the corner. If you can see him here, and you'll just see two guys sealing out on him. Nicely run route. That opened Frank there to be all by himself with a quick little dump by Neal. Beautifully called play by Chardon, and I suppose you're going to try to put me on the spot again here and ask me if Padua. Let me ask you this time. Let me turn around. Do you think Padua is just going to be content to go into the locker room with a 14-0 deficit?
Sure. Why not? I don't know if lightning can strike 2 weeks in a row. It certainly did last week for Riverside.
And if I remember correctly, the time was pretty darn close to the same point.
It's like deja vu, except it's even. I can't believe that it's warmer today than it was a week ago. But we may be doing next week's game if we get a chance in a little cooler climate from what I hear. Come Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, they're talking the white stuff, aren't they?
Well, hey, you know. 'Tis the season. We have been very lucky. I'm going to try to get one more round of golf in tomorrow if I can. I'll tell you what. And the best part about it is my wife has said, you ought to go golf. So when she tells you you've got to go golfing, you got to go golfing.
Yeah, you got to listen.
McCarr to kick.
He's down there. Well, once they get the ball.
Ball is covered by Padua. Makar's kick was a good one. See, I told you I've been practicing that name all week.
Yeah, you got a
kicker that's that good, and he's on the field that often. You got to do the guy justice. And I didn't get any nasty calls this week, telling me that I was a goofball for saying it about 4 different ways last week. But we're trying.
Well, one of them was the correct one. That's what really counts.
First down and 10 for Padua. The Chardon defense coming off just another outstanding first half of football. They love this place, this DiBiasio Stadium. They have played some great ball here. The pass in and out of the hands of Chris Dylong. Hit him right in the numbers.
Oh, very much so. And if you look, Dylong was right after it popped out, he took one of those famous glance down at your hands so you could blame them, like they're not a part of your body. It
actually looked like it went, he tried to catch it off his chest, and it hit those hard chest protector, or that shoulder pad, and bounced off. But, the old saying, hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands. Second down and 10 for the Bruins. 25 seconds to go here in the first half. Chardon by 14. Look out.
Johnny Vaughn just missed him.
Gets away. Long pass down the middle. That is picked off.
He's got some room.
Got a lot of room. Toddy. Oh, there's a collision. And I'll tell you what, John Wilkinson, who's the quarterback, he wasn't real happy through that interception. And he just laid a licking. John Toddy, and they both bounced up. That was a hard hit. That was a very clean hit, but a hard hit nonetheless.
Yeah, here we're going to get to see it again. He did have that lane. If it wasn't for the quarterback, Toddy might have, because he got some blocking there where the wall was right in front of him. If you look right after the interception, you see his blocking for him on the top of the screen here. Watch the little wall of Chardon blockers. See him out in front of him there? That was the only man left that could really have an angle on him.
John Wilkins not a happy guy when he
Why
got
would
up.
Padua took a timeout?
I think they're just reeling right now. They're trying to figure out, look, we got to keep
I pull in the shot, and they are. They're bringing Marty onto the field here to try for the 3 points. Why Padua took a timeout, I really don't understand. That fell right into Chardon. Chardon didn't have the time to get their field goal unit on it. They would have been maybe just a quick snap and get the ball off, but they definitely would have had time to go for the 3. Padua gave them that luxury of going for it.
Yep. It'll be a 41-yard attempt by Marty Makar.
With the win, which is the important thing.
It's starting to whip a little bit.
So that could be written. Marty's got a very strong leg. This would probably be the longest one of his high school career, but
41-yard attempt with 4 ticks of the clock left to go here in the first half. Snaps a good one. Kick is a low line drive. You better duck. You get decapitated with that thing. And we have come to the end of the first half, and another impressive first half for them Toppers. 14-zip, they lead Padua. We will step aside and take a break. When we come back, we'll see you on the other side of that.
So, Michael, what happened in school today?
Nothing.
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 Thanks, honey. Come on. Something must have happened.
Nothing. Sweetie, finish up the beans.
Teresa, what'd you do today?
Every day, a thing called radon gets into people's homes. You can't see it or smell it. When people keep breathing it, they could get lungs and things die. But they're weird. Scientists radon have on Sunday sick. And if they are easy to find out, if you have radon in your home, a lot easier to know when it's used.
Call or test your home today.
The Hilltoppers lead the Bruins 14-zip. We are just about ready to start second half action. We hope you enjoyed the halftime show. The Hilltopper Marching Band was here. A good first half for the Toppers defensively. What a night they're putting together once again.
Yeah, again, it's that front group. Rick Warner is having a super one up there. He's been living in the backfield. His teammates as well. Rice has been holding on the one end. Walsh has been penetrating, getting across from his end, and Vaughn's just been in the middle also. That's where the domination is occurring. They're coming. What they have to do is, if Padua comes out there putting the ball in the air, they have to pressure the quarterback. That's the facet of the game that they really have to get up on.
I don't know about you, but I thought Padua moved the football well at times. You look at the statistics, 2 first downs.
That's the whole thing, is they got them. They were getting like their 4 or 5 yard bursts, and they were just stopping them at that point.
And a place we'd like you to stop is over to visit these people at Junction Auto Sales. Also Chuck Ohl Chevrolet and the Chardon Courier. These are the folks that are bringing you these playoff games right here on Cablevision Channel 24. And we thank them very much for all their support throughout the playoffs. And we'll see how far this thing can continue. For Chardon, they had 9 first downs, rushing yardage. Chardon doing it up on the ground now, 155 yards. There's a guy that probably, I don't know, it's 40-something degrees right now. And
yeah, the C may stand for cold. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
That's always amazes me, why cold weather in football make gentlemen take their shirts off.
Yeah, well, that's something I've never had to desire. I kind of zip it up a little higher the colder it gets.
Doggone right. Getting back to the rushing yards, 155 yards for Chardon. And again, with Ryan Gorius, one of the top runners in the area, only 34 total yards for Padua.
Yeah, they've held Gorius in check totally. Again, he's got Mullen-like statistic. He had 7 carries, 10 yards. That's all he was able to get off the Chardon defense. Much of that was he couldn't get his running room. He was getting tackled for those 1-2 yard losses just as soon as he get the ball. He just couldn't get up ahead of steam to get going.
Really, the guy that led the way, Marty Mordarski, the fullback, had a couple of big runs, and he accounted for the rest of the rushing yardage. Passing yardage for Chardon, 41 yards. The Padua's 23. Nothing earth-shattering there. Total yardage, total domination by Chardon, 196-57.
Yeah, this game has had the 3 turnovers, all on the interception. Chardon has had 2 of them picked off, or they've picked off 2, while Neal has been picked off once for Chardon.
Time of possession, Chardon 14 minutes and 14 seconds. To Padua's 9 minutes and 46 seconds. We'll give you some individual numbers as the second half begins here. Marty Makar set to kick off for Chardon. Going back deep will be Ryan Gorius and Chris Dylong.
Yeah, one of those stats, like you're talking the individual one, time of possession is reflecting the fact that, again, we had 14 carries in that fullback spot and productive 61 yards.
They kick it to the near side. It will be taken by Dylong, and he is looking for some running room, and he is running backwards. Now he turns the corner to the 25, the 30, and pops out of bounds and hip-hops over that bench. Nicely done. That could have been a disaster. So Padua takes over, first down and 10. John Wilkinson will bring the troops out. Wilkinson was 1 out of 6 in the first half for 23 yards passing, and as John alluded to, the big story once again for another week, Ryan Gorius, the feature back here for Padua, held to only 10 yards rushing. He will be the deep man in the I formation behind the fullback Marty Mordarski. See what kind of adjustments were made. Gorius almost fumbled the football, burst the speed up to midfield and bounced out of bounds. That looked like it was going to be trouble in the making.
Yeah, Don Vaughn shot in there, grabbed at his ankles, just wasn't able to get enough of him to bring him down. Saving tackle there, pushing him out of bounds there by John Toddy, where there was nobody behind Toddy, and that would have been a quick 6 for Padua.
And the ball down to the 48-yard line of Chardon, so the Bruins move the football very nicely to begin this thing. Chris Julian to the bottom of your screen. They send Big Tim Wise out to the top. First down and 10 for the Bruins, only their 3rd first down of the night. Little delay, that's the fullback Mordarski, and he falls forward for 3 or 4 yards. It's always interesting the first couple of minutes of the second half to see what kind of adjustments the team's made at halftime, if any.
Yeah, so far it's really hard to gauge exactly what the adjustments. We started out with a good run back there, then Chardon did their job again, just wasn't able to execute defensively with Vaughn missing that tackle in the backfield where they broke the one.
Gain of 4, second down 6. This time it's Gorius, and Gorius is up near the 40-yard line. Getting some decent surge up front. Nice little hole that he popped through.
Yeah, they are getting up there. Now we got that critical 3rd and short situation here where Padua wants to show that they can move those chains a little bit, get the first downs. I'm sure this is going to be a very important call for them.
3rd down, 2 yards to go. Now they run Gorius and Mordarski in a split formation in the backfield, and there's an offsides, and if that sticks,
I think Padua moved on that one, to tell you the truth. I think Warner was drawn offside.
I don't know. Chardon's backing up.
Yep.
Defense.
Encroachment against the defense. What's that, the 3rd or 4th time that Chardon has been drawn off? I saw the right tackle, or the right guard, I should say, Jeff Kukla, stand up and kind of point to Warner like, gotcha again. Gotcha one more time. 1st down and 10 for the Bruins. Another hard count by Wilkinson.
Long count, too.
Gorius with nothing.
No, that was Don Vaughn come across. Kevin Ash came up to help from his linebacker position. They stopped him right at the line of scrimmage for no gain again. Again, that's penetration out of that line for us for Chardon. Vaughn, that's about the 3rd time he's got into the backfield. He's found his little holes, knows how to shoot across. You watch Chardon when they get on their set, they get their down positions and they do a lot of shifting around to throw off the blocking schemes.
2nd down and 10. Wilkinson, dump pass, has the fullback Mordarski inside the 20 to the 15, and that's a 1st down. Did a nice job of faking the football up the middle to Gorius. That sucked in some of the linebackers, and Mordarski wide open.
That was exactly it. He got in that mid-zone there where the safeties were back to protect deep. Cornerbacks came up, the linebackers came up a little bit, and they found that little soft zone where you could dump that quick little hitter. They didn't look like an option.
Signs of life for the Bruin offense here to start the 2nd half. They trail 14-zip. Wilkinson taking his time at the line. This time it's Gorius breaking a tackle, but he still only gets a yard, coming up to make the play. For Chardon, I think Toddy was there, and also Kevin Ash.
Yeah, you had Eric Ash, the linebacking brother Ash. He came across, almost had him in the backfield. Again, I guess Gorius got some quick feet there, because that's 2 or 3 times they've had him almost for a loss. He's broken free and taken it out for a gain.
Andy Honigman also helped out. They go fullback straight up the middle, maybe a yard. Not a whole lot of running room up the middle of that Chardon defense.
No, there wasn't at all, and you also had the end, Christian Waltz looping from the backside there and pulling them back. I thought that was kind of a quick whistle, though. They didn't give him an opportunity to try to break free for that extra yard or 2.
Yep. 3rd down and 7. Clock continues to run. 8 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Wilkinson, straight drop back, fires across the middle, has a man. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. Inside the 5 to the 4-yard line, that's Chris Julian. Almost looked like that ball skipped. They got a much better view than we do, and that'll be another 1st down. And Wilkinson's a guy who's only throwing the football 40 to 50% on the season. Straight drop back passer, a little bit of play action thrown in there, but his forte, 900 yards in 10 or 11 games, is not a huge amount of yards he's putting up.
No, they're a running team based again on the tailback.
Gorius for 2 yards. I think that's the one thing that makes Chardon so tough, John, is the fact that if the running, they've got so many weapons to run the football, number one. It's tough to key on somebody when they spread the wealth as well as they do. But you've got a guy like Scott Neal who can put it up if he has to. And teams in the playoffs that go far are the teams that can mix things up.
Yeah, Chardon's in their goal line stance. I see they brought in a couple of additional players for that front line group.
Second down and goal from the 3. Gorius left. Oh, no, check that.
He was down.
The knee hit at the 2, or that would have been a touchdown. Good second effort.
Yeah, it was. He tried to spin away and get in there, but he did just touch that knee down. Well, you know, that's one of those things. You give it a shot. Maybe the referee didn't see the knee touch, and you can just get something additional out of it.
Third down and goal. Are you in a situation now where you're going to go 2 plays to get in? Your Coach Cahoot?
I would say I would. You need the touchdowns. The field goal isn't quite as good.
Quarterback keeps it. Oh, he got spun around and nailed. Guess what? Andy Honigman.
I think that was Scott Frank that submarine underneath.
That's right.
Had him doing cartwheels in the air. That's a little bit of the payback for the interception earlier where the quarterback just leveled on him.
Scott Frank spun him around, and Andy Honigman was the guy that didn't. Watch this again. Coming at you. Wow. Timeout on the field. Padua is going to take a timeout with 6:18 to go here in the first quarter, and a critical play for them. The ball is inside the 1-yard line. That looked like it had the makings of a touchdown.
Oh, very much so. But there was this super tackle that just throws him right there in his spot. Yeah, it will be interesting. I haven't seen the players come off the bench, so I'm assuming that they're going for it.
I think you almost have to at this point. This defense has been so tough that 3 points isn't going to help you a whole lot here.
That's right. It still leaves you where you got to get 2 scores to come back on them. And they're hard to come by against your Chardon defense.
Yep, he couldn't score in the first half at all.
You know, I'm looking at my roster here. There's a player down in the field, number 47, who's not listed on the roster. I'm trying to figure out who exactly that is.
No, unless one of the big guys inside got their, might be Don Vaughn, and maybe got a jersey ripped off or something. Gorius up and over, touchdown.
Ooh.
The linesman did not hesitate one bit on.
Yeah, I know his back went over, but he was turned around and the ball was facing out. I'd like to see that one again, just to verify that the ball did cross the plane. I'm not 100% sure, but we don't have the greatest angle. I think that might be Ian Landy's number 47 out there. It's kind of from his build. It looks like it could be him.
The extra point is good by Damian Dolney, or check that, Scott Kozak. And with 6:15 to go here in the third quarter, Padua has cut the Chardon lead in the half. It's now 14-7.
No, I don't think that did cross. Is that possible to play again? Because I really don't think that ball ever crossed the plane, because the camera was right on the line, and it definitely didn't appear like it crossed over. You got flipped around, and the ball has to cross. It's not the ball carrier. Watch your close now. Watch the ball. I don't think the ball ever crossed.
That camera's a little bit behind the goal line, so it was very close. The linesman made no hesitation, which is a good sign.
Well, and they gave him the extra point kick, so it's academic right now, but it's up to the Chardon defense, or the offense now. If they can turn it around, get a drive going, put it right back in the face of Padua, they can take away that touchdown and get the momentum going again in their direction.
Hats off to the Padua coaching staff, because they came out with a nice little game plan to start the second half and methodically moved that football down the field, handing the ball off, as well as some quick hitting passes, and a very nice drive.
Yeah, it was a well-mixed drive, like you said. They just mixed up the pass properly with the inside running, a little bit of outside as well.
Damian Dolney will kick off. It's a little squib kick taken by the up man. That's Kevin Ash. And Kevin Ash will go down at about the 37-yard line, and that's where Chardon will take over. First down and 10. Scott Neal comes out to lead the troops here in the third quarter. Neal in the first half was 2 of 4 passing for 41 yards. Joe Krebs led the way with 4 carries for 47 yards. Eric Ash, 9 carries, 37 yards. And Scott Neal had 1 carry for 29 yards. The top 3 rushers for Chardon. There's a young guy enjoying himself at the football game tonight. Beautiful night for football. My name is Craig Dees, joined by John Walsh tonight again, and having a good time with you. Tim Michael knocked out of bounds.
That was a good gain, roughly 5 yards or so. Tim got out of it. No, I guess they're moving it back. He must have stepped out a little bit earlier than that. He gave him about 4 on it.
Yep. Another great crowd on hand from Chardon. Came all the way, not all the way, but down the road a piece here to see this game tonight. Being treated to another dandy. Second down. Looking like a long 5, short 6. It's Michael once again. Up to midfield before he's shoved out of bounds, and that'll be another first down. That's the 10th first down of the night for the Hilltoppers.
I tell you, I think that was the same exact play they just ran the last time. Maybe they found something in their little adjustment plan that they can run it off to that right side, just off the tackle position there. Maybe the blocking scheme allowed it, but that's 2 good carries by Michael. I swear it was identical plays on that one.
John Toddy goes wide to the far side. Neal's going to keep the football, and he cuts back. What a nice run inside the 40 to the 37. He should have been caught for about a 3-yard loss. His athleticism brings it close to a first down.
And I'll tell you, he just grabbed an ankle there. Joe Krebs was a little further downfield, helping out on the blocking. If the block had worked, if he could have got away from that, he might have just been able to stretch that all the way in. Our cameraman seems to like this young lad, our shirtless lad here.
And I'm sure his mother's so proud watching her son on television. That's going to be a first down. Chardon moving the football very well here as they get their first opportunity to have the football here in the second half. It is 14-7. The Hilltoppers lead with 5:06 to go. Third quarter.
Yeah, I guess the Chardon adjustments are coming true as well, because all of a sudden they're just moving the ball at will against this Padua, which they had a little trouble in the first half.
And flags fly, probably some movement. I was just about to say we haven't seen Joe Krebs go in motion like he did last week. There was a lot of motion against that Riverside defense, and they seemed very content to sit in that wing and go right off the snap as opposed to running any kind of misdirection. Yeah. Encroachment against Padua. So Chardon gets a break, and they'll have the football first down and 5.
I didn't really see the movement there. He must have just lined up in the neutral zone himself.
First down and 5 yards to go. It's Michael, Ash, and Krebs in the backfield. They hand the ball. They pitch the ball back to Michael. Nothing doing. Nothing doing. Again, the pursuit of that defensive line, pushing Scott Neal back and making him with a deep pitch.
Yeah, you obviously can tell they've worked real hard in practice this week, taking that option play away, because defensively they've sealed it up excellently. The only gains they've had, they've taken the pitch man out of it. Neal's cut it up a couple times for a couple of decent games, but for the most part, they've taken Chardon's option package away from him tonight.
Chardon takes the timeout. Both of these teams have not been bashful when it comes to taking timeouts at any point in either half. Now, if the winner of this ball game, we're not sure who they're going to play next week, because they have to redo a bunch of stuff down in Columbus. And it's not like last week we knew who they were going to play, the winner of the Warrensville Padua
region, right?
Yeah, so now it's a crapshoot. So I wish we could tell you who might lie ahead, but we can't. Tonight's game brought to you by Junction Auto Sales, also by Chuck Ohl Chevrolet and the Chardon Courier. Thank you very much to those folks that are bringing you this game tonight, and got a whole host of people here helping us out. We'll tell you about them at the end of the night as Chardon faithful.
And all you young ladies and gentlemen down there, you can watch the game again. If you're watching on Saturday, watch it on Sunday again. You can see yourself.
Yeah, it's time 11:30 on Sunday.
This is a nice drive Chardon's putting together here. Now we're sitting here in second, thanks to the penalty. Second and shorts. They're moving the ball rather well downfield. We haven't seen the fullback this half.
Nope, second down and about 3. It's Krebs. Nothing again. Lost a yard or 2. What a nice surge up front. Jason Evangelo.
Yeah, that play, I don't know, something was just out of sync on that one. That one ran rather slowly. The other ones, all night long, it's been quick hitters and all. That wasn't really a case of the defense sealing it up. That somebody took a wrong counter step, or the connection or something was off on that play because it just wasn't a smoothly run play.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. The play at the line of scrimmage. Eric Ash, big hole, 1st down.
Yeah, good strong running. Again, there's that missing fullback that hasn't carried yet this half. I'm sure we'll just see it work more and more because it was pretty much, like I said, they had 14 carries for 61 yards between Ash and Gilbert, with Ash having most of them with 9 carries, 37 yards. But good production again out of that fullback position, and it's just something, run straight at him. That seems to be Chardon's motto the last 2 weeks, and it's working very effective for him.
Justin Brock is split right at the top of your screen. Neal, little pop pass. The ball is partially deflected, but Krebs has it. And is dragged out of bounds by Matt Capone.
Yeah, it was a good hard hit on that one, and I could hear over the field, Mike, the sound of the pads crashing on that one. He took the quick little dump and just turned it upfield. The Padua defender came along, hit him hard, and got a good gain off of Chardon. Again, they moved those sticks, moved towards again, getting that 14-point margin that they had at halftime.
They're at the 16-yard line. It's a 1st down and 10, and Krebs goes in motion. Tough running across the left side. Eric Ash, I believe, is the ball carrier.
Yes, it was. Again, he's getting good, tough yardage in there.
Chardon can pick up a 1st down at the 6-yard line.
I remember you asking me last week if I could remember a quarter where only 2 possessions of the ball were had. This one, we're sitting at 2:47 right now on the clock. This is Chardon's second, or 1 possession by each team. It may come real close to having that same situation again.
Neal's going to keep it, pitches it back to Michael, and hung him out to dry. He did well to get a yard. He just got smacked down to the ground. Dave Bachmore was there. Also coming up off the pile was Jason Evangelo. Bachmore about 185 pounds, and Evangelo 207. And Tim Michael, who goes about 170, got to be wondering what I do to deserve that. But they have really forced that play at least a half a dozen times now, where Neal's had to pitch the ball back deep behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we're going to show that one again. You're going to see there's like 2 guys coming right on Neal, and then 2 guys out on Michaels. And at the end, the 2 guys that were on Neal freed themselves off of him. Came to Michaels. He ended up just getting killed out there.
3rd down and 9 yards to go. Michael in motion. Scott Neal to throw. Wings it. And incomplete. Pass was intended for Tim Michael. The clock is stopped with 1:51 to go, and now it's a 4th down, and Marty Makar comes on to attempt the field goal. They spot it at the 15. They'll move it back to the 22-23, but about a 33-yard field goal.
Into the wind this time.
Marty Makar.
This is one of those you don't want to kick it super high because then it get pushed further back. A good high enough line drive type kick would probably be your best resort here.
Snap's a good one. The kick's got the distance, I think. Oh, just a little short. Just a little short. Looked like it had the arc, and then as it was coming down, you could see that it was just going to come up short. So, again, the Padua Bruins defense bends but doesn't break, and Chardon is denied, and the Bruins will get the football back at the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10, and not a pleased fan there.
Yeah, this is a case where it's time for the Chardon defense to take control of the game again. This is a big stand for them right now. Shut Padua down, get the momentum going back in their direction. Maybe their offense could turn it on again, get some points for them. But this is going to be a big one here for the defense to shut them down.
1st down and 10. Quarterback's going to keep the football. A little dump pass again. That's the fullback, and we've got a face mask. Marty Mordarski caught it, got wrapped up, and I'm sure that's where the flag came in as a face mask, and that'll be another 15 of them. Yep.
I tell you, that's the second time he ran that particular play where he makes it look like the option and dumps the quick pass. That time he was awful close to the line of scrimmage there, but when he released the ball.
And I tell you what, Wilkinson, to his credit, has done a pretty nice job of selling that initial handoff, too.
Oh, very well.
He got himself out there and was kind of on his own. They must have spotted something in the first half about the Chardon defense overcommitting, because that has been their bread and butter here on both drives so far here in the second half. Minute 20 to go. Straight up the middle, it's the fullback, Mordarski.
Getting good yardage up there, about 5'6".
With a guy like Gorius, with a guy like Zach Mullins, or any of the good runners around, sometimes he's best to be used as a decoy.
Exactly so. That's the whole thing. Last week, they didn't have, like we said, Slocum, their fullback, was just new to the position. He wasn't into the flow, so they really couldn't get him into the offensive game scheme. Here, the fullback has been part of their team.
Gorius falls forward, and I mean falls forward, or was pushed forward for 3 extra yards. There he is again, Andy Honigman. This guy's been impressive to watch the last 2 weeks. Actually, I've seen the last 3 Chardon games, and he is a nice player in that middle linebacker spot.
Yeah, hard-hitting, and he flows real well to both sides. Does just an excellent job sealing up that whole tackle-to-tackle area there.
20 seconds to go, third quarter. 3rd down and a yard. Gorius got the first down as he is up to the 45-yard line. They'll stop the clock to move the chains with 9 seconds to go. So Padua showing some offensive signs of life here in the third quarter, and I'm sure the Chardon defense got to be scratching their heads trying to figure out how we're going to stop these guys. They have been impressive.
Yeah, they have. They've been moving the ball almost at will, and Chardon did as well when they got an offense, but they just couldn't take it all the way in.
All right, that's going to do it. We have played 3 quarters of football. Hang on to your seats, folks. We've got a dandy in the making. 14-7. Chardon leads Padua. We'll be back after this on Cablevision, Channel 24. Turn around, there's a game going on, band folks. It's 14-7. It's Chardon ahead by 7, but the Padua Bruins are making life tough. Wilkinson hangs on to it. There's a nifty run for 6 or 7 yards. Well, it's nice to go into the fourth quarter, I guess, if you're watching the game or us broadcasting the game, and there's some excitement left. If you're the coaching staff of Chardon right now, you're not enjoying this one darn bit.
Oh, no, or a lot of the partisan fans on this side of the field as well. Because Padua all of a sudden has just kind of taken over this whole half, and they've turned it into what was starting to look like Chardon total dominated game. They've taken it over and turned it into a ball game again. 2nd down and 4. That was a gain of 6.
Gorius tries to bounce outside. He's in trouble. Pulling him down from behind.
Scott Platts, outside linebacker.
Scott did a nice job of pursuing that, and that's a loss of a yard or 2. 5:28 in the first quarter was an 18-yard run by Scott Neal. PAT by Marty Makar was good. 7-zip. 35 seconds to go in the first half. It was Scott Neal to Scott Frank from 13 yards out. Makar again, good 14-0 at the half, and Ryan Gorius' 1-yard run with 6:15 to go in the third quarter makes it a 14-7 game. Padua's driving, and we'll see who gets a break here. It's 3rd down and about 6. If this is on Chardon for lining up in the neutral zone.
Foul.
That's a
Nope. False start. So that's a break for Chardon, and on the far side, Tom Cahuth, the head football coach of the Padua Bruins, questioning the linesman on his side, saying, what is going on?
Yeah, that's one of those hurting penalties that you really don't want to have if you're just moving the ball, getting stuff back in. Now it's 3rd and about 11 now. They just may have to go right to the air on this particular play.
See Bob Doyle through that crowd there with the headset on. 3rd down and 11. Wilkinson to throw. Fires, has a man open, and he overthrows him. Oh, he had Chris Dylong. He was open. And what a nice arm Wilkerson showed there, huh?
a little bit that ball. A little bit too much arm that time, because he did. He had 2 steps on the corner of Kevin Ash, but Wilkerson just had a little too much gun there, overthrew him. So the defense, even though they got a little rubber band like, they did finally hold. Now offense has got to keep them, give them a little bit of rest, keep them off the field. They got to get something going here.
Low snap, but Dolney gets off the kick. And down by Padua at the 25-yard line, and that's where Scott Neal and this Copper offense. There's Rick Warner. A little warm today, Rick? Oh, he's sweating like crazy.
Well, Rick's one of those two-way starters, and he's just been playing his heart out on offense and defense. It's rough out there. It's a little cool, but boy, your body heats up when you're just playing with the intensity level these guys are today.
Sure are. First down and 10, Chardon, if nothing else, trying to take a big bite out of that clock. Up the middle, Bill Gilbert goes for a yard or 2. Well, actually almost 3.
Yeah, again, they're going right at him, right up the gut there. That's probably the best thing. They seriously ought to consider sealing off that option play and putting it on the shelf for a little bit here. The way Padua was reacted to it, pretty much taking it away from them all night long.
Second down and 7. This time it's Michael. And he is near first down yardage.
Yeah, they gave him a little tiny lane to run into, and then it was just Tim Michaels' power and weaving ability from that point. He did some strong running to get it up that close. Now we're in a 3rd and short situation.
Yeah, it's less than the length of the football. He's got to get right to that 35-yard stripe. The clock continues to run. 9:06 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, this is an important drive for Chardon. They need 2-3 first downs here just to keep the defense rested as well as get field position back.
Eric Ash, first down up to the 39-yard line. This is the kind of drive they need, John. They've got to just eat up that clock like we saw both teams do in the 3rd quarter. They need a duplication of that here.
Yeah, very much, because right now with that 7-point cushion, the faster the clock can run works to Chardon's benefit. Because Padua will be in one of those that they have to score and then probably just go for the 1 extra point. So Chardon's got that little comfort margin in them.
Go Fred, big hole. Oh, takes a heck of a hit from Matt Capone.
Oh, that was just an excellent cutback by Krebs there. He hit through the line there and just cut on a dime. Cut it away, went away from the pursuit, cut against the grain there, and just got additional yardage. Moving the chains again for Chardon.
Yep, ball's up to the 49-yard line. First down and 10. Under 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Justin Brock split wide to the far side. Michael is a wing on the near side. They hand the ball to Eric Ash. Eric Ash breaks a tackle. Falls forward to near the 45-yard line. Got 5.
Yeah, those are the kind of carries you want. Just, anything from 3 yards up. Just methodically just keep moving that clock, grind it down as we hit the 7:30 mark left in the game here.
I think Chardon is going to, if they win this ball game, they're going to petition to keep playing here. They have had some very good success on this field at Sparky DiBiasio Stadium at Euclid High School. Ash again, tough yards. Tried to go over the right side. Jason Evangelo helping out on the tackle.
Yeah, we're down to probably a 3rd and about 3 left here. Again, this is a big down for Chardon. They want to keep those chains moving. I imagine they're probably going to come again right between the tackles. I seriously doubt if they'll come back with the option play because it just hasn't worked. Maybe later on you could do it after you lull them to sleep and get them to kind of lay off it a little bit.
Now they run the option. Neal with the first down and much more inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Mike Wish makes the tackle.
Well, that's another case of Coach Doyle making the right call. If you listen to me, he might have got the first down. We really can't say what could happen there, but
he's been watching the last 2 weeks. He's got to think these 2 guys don't know anything.
Yeah, he might even be tapped into us, and whatever we say, he calls the exact opposite because it seems to work in every case.
6 minutes and 22 seconds and counting. Chardon taking a nice chunk out of that clock. Tim Michael, plenty of room. Similar to what happened in the fourth quarter last week, that offensive line starting to wear down that defense and big chunks of yardage on almost every carry.
Yeah, these kids are just amazingly conditioned. They go through the summer what's called Apache training, where they do things that sound really brutal. Carry weights, run in the sand, run up steep hills. It's all a case of the kids working themselves to get in condition, because they have the goals, and one of the goals is to win tonight and to go on and win for the next couple weeks as well.
2nd down and 3. And it's Ash. Ran right over Matt Capone.
Yeah, he had that hole blown open right in the middle of the line there. They just gave him a huge gaping hole. Then he just did one little weave, ran straight into the guy and just bowled him over. This is an excellent drive by Chardon thus far. And again, it's just a case of conditioning, I'm pretty sure. You can see it right here.
Well, we put you right inside the action, huh? 1st down and 10 at the 14. The Toppers can get a 1st down at the 4th. Ash, nice cutback. And he is close to the 5-yard line.
Boy, is he running strong.
Yes, he is.
He's one of those seniors. This Chardon group, they've got just tremendous seniors here. One of those, they're superb athletes, hard conditioning, but the leadership they give is just tremendous. I've watched a couple of their practices, and it's the underclassmen just look up to them. They listen to them. They're almost like teacher level is how they look at these players. And the leadership is just phenomenal. Something I've never seen out of a class before.
2nd down and a yard. Ash again, left side, touchdown.
Boy, Kevin did some bull running. He had 4 or 5. He just lowered those shoulders, just knocked over people. Got the line blocking out in front of him, giving him that little lane he needed just to get the power built up, and then he just did it on his own after that. Good team effort, and something Chardon really needed to just shove it down their throat, take control of this game again. I expect to see the defense come out and just show the same type of thing.
And the extra point, Marty hits it again. 21-7. This one should be all over but the shouting right now, as the Chardon defense will be asked one more time tonight to come out and stop this Padua Bruin offense with 4:35 to go in the game. Watch it again. Broken tackle. Defensive player was there, should not have gotten the end zone. Broken tackle, ran right over him, and that's good for the score.
Yeah, it's just that power running where you lower yourself. Don't let him have access to your leg. It's tough when you got a hard driving back to grab him around the shoulder pads and pull him down. If you can get your body lowered there, squared up, and just run him over, it's really, really difficult to take him down in less than 3 yards or so.
You talk about an offense. If you look at the scores for Chardon so far, the first game of the year, they scored 12. The 4th week, they scored 10. And the 7th or 8th week, they scored 13. If you throw those 3 games out, they have not scored under 27 points the rest of the way. That's 8 games of 27 or more points. That is a phenomenal offensive output. Their last 4 games alone, 21 tonight, 34, 28, 27, and 35. They've scored 42 against Wycliffe, 35 against Orange, 49 against Glenville, 35 zip against Berea. An offensive team that's just incredible numbers.
And the whole point is, I don't know if I'd call them an offensive team, because you got your total, if you want to get into the stats, offensively going into tonight, they've scored almost 3,900 yards. I mean, they've put 3,900 yards on the board, only given up 1,670. You know, it's a disparity of 2,200 yards, roughly, between the offense and defense.
Line drive kick by Marty Makar. And that's Ryan Gorius across the 35 to the 40, and he keeps his legs turning to the 42-yard line. That is the one place that Ryan has been effective today, has been on special teams.
Yeah, he has been a good kick returner for him tonight. This is a case where the clock is working definitely in Chardon's favor. Padua's got to open it up. They can't afford to have the little 4 or 5 yard gains. They got to just keep moving ahead, get the big plays right now. So I imagine their passing attack, their outside game, and all should open up a little bit.
First down and 10 for Padua. Wilkinson going to run the option, pitches it to Gorius. Can't get around the outside. I'll tell you who made the play right there. Scott Frank had a blocker in his face and was still able to make that runner kick outside and dive after him and knock him out of bounds. That's just a tremendous defensive play.
Yes, he did it the right way, the way you try to teach football players too. He got his hands out, never let the guy get to his body. Use those hands, ward him off. Once he gets to the body, the blocker owns you. You got to keep him away.
4:09 to go. Second down and 10. Option again. This time Wilkinson's going to toss it up. Picked off. Kevin Ash one more time. That's 8 INTs on the year. He's got a pair of them tonight. And I think, you might be able to hear this, I'm sure, that the people below might think they got this one in the bag. What do you think?
I think that's probably a good shot. That could have just put the nail in the coffin, as they say. Kevin just coming. His brother Eric had a tremendous game at backfield. You'll see it again. He just laid back there, read the pass very well, and just pulled it into his hand. But Kevin's making up for it. His brother got an interception last week. He's got 2 this week.
That's right. Underthrown pass, and Ash picks it off. And there's brother Eric Ash. Close to a first down.
I don't know. I wonder if in the Ash family, if the 2 twins, if there's competition between them, where they can sit there and just throw the stats at each other. It's going to be tough to figure out which one's got the better stats going, because they're both tremendous players.
From everything I've heard about this football team, the only stat they're worried about is the W's on the scoreboard. Maybe when they get old and gray like us, they can sit around and talk about what was, but I'm sure right now they're just happy to be playing one more week of football, and they've really contributed mightily tonight.
Yeah, there's another big carry by Eric Ash. Yeah, I'll agree with you. Their mentality is geared on goal setting, and that's what they're looking for. But I'm still thinking twin brothers to be more exact. You got that little rivalry there. When you're in the house with them by himself, you got to be just jabbing at the other one. It's just a natural part of growing up.
Second down and 4. I think it was Eric again. Didn't get the first down. He got a yard shy. 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game, and Chardon will take one more step toward Paul Brown Stadium in Massillon. And you see the Padua faithful. Another successful season, 2 years in a row. The Bruins have made it to the playoffs, and it's going to be a long drive home to Parkland.
Yeah, that clock's ticking down. We're down to 2:15 left in the game. Chardon again is just shoving it right at him, using the fullback.
Neal's going to keep it inside the 40 and shoved out of bounds. I'll tell you, this Matt Capone, who's only a sophomore defensive back, has really done a fine job. And you look at the defense of Padua, this is a team that's going to be around. You've got 3 of the 5 guys up front are juniors. The 2 linebackers are sophomores. And you've got a junior and a sophomore and a defensive back. So what is that? There's at least more than half of the defense will return next year, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, offensively they lose a lot, though.
Yep.
I think there's 9 senior starters on the offense, so that's where they got to do a lot of rebuilding.
Joe Krebs, the ball carrier, down to the 27-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go.
That was a nice little run by Joe. That just kind of shucking the guys as they come up to make a tackle out of him. Just quick little jerks and shoving of the arms and all, and he turned it into a decent game.
Second down, 4 yards to go. More importantly, a minute and a half to go in the ball game. Eric Ash. Oh, you think he's laying down here at the end of the game? Huh? Got a lead for it, got the first down, and called it a day.
Yeah,
They kept those legs pumping, and that's another first down to the 14-yard line.
Eric's getting some big yardage on his carries right now, and he is running hard. There's no question about that. But I'll tell you, one of the things going on in that field is rather than trying to tackle him, they're trying to strip the ball away from him. You know, and they're not worried so much about the tackle, so he is getting his yards. But to Eric's testimony, he is holding tightly onto that ball, not letting it happen.
Joe Krebs caught behind the line of scrimmage and brought down. Nice play defensively by Dave Zarzekny. It's not bad. I did a good job at that one. I can't get Marty's name right, but I can get Zarzekny.
Yeah, I know. I guess Marty's just a little too simple for you. I guess Padua's just content. They've kind of resigned to the fact they're not using timeouts or nothing. So with 2 scores down, it is kind of academic. And so they're just letting the game take its course.
And I think reality sets in. Joe Krebs banged his way inside the 5 to the 4, and more than likely that will be the last play of the ball game as they'll reset the sticks with 23 seconds to go. I don't know if they have to run another play here. I think 25 is the clock, isn't it?
I believe so, yes. And for the second year in a row, Chardon's going to the state semifinals.
And then there was 4.
That's exactly it.
Chardon is one of them. Eric Ash, touchdown. So at 7:06 of the clock left, Eric Ash goes in from 4 yards out.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those that just puts the double bolt lock on the door, because the game was over at that point anyhow.
Marty Neckar into attempt a point after.
I tell you, Eric Ash this last quarter has put some phenomenal stats on along with those 2 touchdowns. He's put big yardage on his statistics sheet.
Well, now for out of 12 games, 9 out of the 12 games this year, Chardon has scored 27 points or more. That's as impressive as I've seen. And there you saw that twisting, tough run by Eric Ash, who's got 2 touchdowns here in the 4th quarter. Scott Neal's got a touchdown, as well as a touchdown pass to Scott Frank. That's where we stand right now.
Yeah, another thing that's really important, though, talk about the defense. You look up on the board there and you see 7 points for Padua. They put some big points on the board, too, so you can see the Chardon defense is saying, what kind of points did they put up?
Padua scored 18 last week, 15 the week before that, but then 24, 27, 24, and another couple of... They're averaging probably 23, 24 points a ball game over the course of the season.
Which is a good scoring team, and they've been shut down tonight pretty much.
As a matter of fact, I think the lowest point total they had was against Solon, and that was 7 points. So this is a team that has scored in double digits all season, but not tonight. So an excellent ball game for the Chardon Hilltoppers, and
I guess that's what it takes to make the semifinal. You can't be one-dimensional, just an offensive team, just a defensive team. You got to have the whole package. As I said, Chardon scores a lot, but their defense doesn't give them the points either.
You got to give the Padua Bruins a lot of credit that 3rd quarter when they rallied back and were doing a fine job of running the football. I think they really made some great adjustments. Oh, boy, they're still hitting with no time on the clock with 2 seconds to go. You're darn right they are. But you look at what happened in the 3rd quarter, and it was really a nice job of coaching and picking some things out against that Chardon defense that they thought they could exploit, and they did that.
Yes, very much so.
But Chardon rose to the occasion themselves and put an end to that. So,
finally the defense held, and then when the offense finally did kick in, it was all over. Defense again opened up and just tightened up. They had their little momentary lapse there where Padua was confused, and I'm sure a lot of perception. The clock runs out.
And that will do it. Chardon has advanced to the state semifinals. 4 teams left, and the Toppers are one of them. 28-7 is your final score as the Chardon Hilltoppers celebrating, and the crowd below just having a wonderful time. Congratulations to Coach Tom Cahoot and the good folks out at Padua, because they put together a fine season as well and gave Chardon a heck of a tussle tonight. Again, the score may not be indicative of how good of a ball game this was for 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, I'll tell you, one thing I see out here is the players are shaking hands currently. Up near the front, you got Warner and Scott Platts. Just leave. They went rather than celebrating with their teammates, they right away went to congratulate Padua on their great season.
That's right. All right, we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap this whole thing up. We'll do that next. You're watching High School Football on Cablevision, Channel 24. Welcome back to Sparky DiBiasio Stadium here at Euclid. If you look down on the field below, Bob Doyle, standing by the bench, has got the plaque that signifies making it to the Final Four. There you see Bob. And he gets to enjoy it till tomorrow, till he starts to prepare for who knows who at this point in time. But congratulations again to the Chardon Hilltoppers. One of the commissioners from the Ohio High School Athletic Association was here, went right in the middle of the huddle to present the plaque to Coach Bob Doyle and his staff. Really done a super job so far. You can hear the chant of state, state, and the Chardon players looking up at the crowd that has been so supportive throughout this entire season, John, and really giving a little bit back to the crowd.
That's it. They're cheering for them now because they've done their part. You know, they know that the fan support they get just motivates them on. They're appreciative of the fact it's a class group of kids. I'll tell you, the more I've been around of this whole group of Chardon players, the more impressive, especially that senior class. They're just loaded with leadership ability, caring, and dedication that's just outstanding for kids that age.
And you look at below, nobody wants to leave. 222nd Street out in the back here is going to be a mess because the Chardon folks are just standing around, kind of just taking it all in, thinking, well, we got a great week coming up. We got Thanksgiving, so that means we don't have to work on Thursday. Have a little turkey, watch a little football, and then get ready for the Hilltoppers again. And we're not sure what our status is going to be next week. We're really going to do our best to bring you that game wherever that game might be. So all we can tell you is stay tuned to Channel 24 for the latest and greatest update. And if you're watching this game and it is Saturday, we will be back again tomorrow with another replay of this at 11:30 in the morning. So if you caught this later, you want to make sure you get the tape and keep it for time down the road. 11:30 Sunday morning, we will be rejoining you. And if you are watching this Sunday, I don't know when we'll show you this thing again, but we will tell you that tonight's game was brought to you by Junction Auto Sales, Chuck Oles Chevrolet, and the Chardon Courier. We really appreciate their support in bringing you the last 2 weeks. And again, you never know what may happen down the road. And you can see all the Chardon guys, they're going to be stars tonight. And Chuck Coletti from Channel 3 out there. Well, that's going to do it from here. The executive producer of Cablevision's community programming is the one and only Carrie W. Polachek. The director producer, again, thankfully, the one and only Brian Foster. Event coordinator Dave Jevnikar. That's the guy who's really put this whole thing together. Give Dave a good pat on the back. The cameras, Mark Wilson, Greg Ross, Dave Craig, Mark Burr, and Mark Smiler. Super Steve Heister doing all the audio and the engineering, and all I got to bring down is the monitor, right, Steve? Graphics, Britt Taylor. Good to see Britt back as part of the game. That's the guys with the easy jobs, huh, big fella?
The fun jobs, actually.
The fun job is right. Special thanks to Ed Babcock, Chuck Old, Dave Craig, and my man